I live in Panama City, Panama, but I normally travel to the States once or twice a year. And when I do, I hang out at model railroad clubs. I'm Roy Smith. Glad you could join me today. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my most recent visit to the Reading and Susquehanna Model Railroad Club in central Pennsylvania. And I'm going to tell you why belonging to a club such as this one is one of the best things a model railroader can do. My mother lives in central Pennsylvania where you see a red star on the map. I like to visit her once or twice each year. In fact, I grew up in central Pennsylvania. It's my real home. For years now, I've been able to spend time with my friends at the Reading and Susquehanna Model Railroad Club each time I'm there. I always enjoy hanging out with them. And this is Gary Leach, Sr., president of the club. He keeps me posted on what's going on in the club throughout the year when I'm not there. Just before I visited in October last year, 2022, the club was asked to vacate the building in West Milton where they had been located for 12 years or so. For that reason, I wasn't able to visit them during my trip last fall. But the good news is, within 5 short months, that is to say by early April this year, the club was able to move into a new location in Watsontown, Pennsylvania. I was able to visit them here at their new location during my recent trip in May. I can tell you that in the short span of a month after moving into their new location, they had built their new benchwork, laid their track, and did most of their wiring. They were already working on structures and scenery and, yes, running trains. In short, they were making incredible progress on their new layout. It's amazing what a bunch of guys can do in a short period of time when working together. Now, the location of the club and their layout may be new, but the club continues to model the same geographic area as they did on their previous layout. The area they model stretches from Winfield to Newberry Junction, Pennsylvania, and they continue to model it in HO scale. The layout continues to be set in the pre-1976 time period before the Reading Railroad became a part of Conrail. But members can and do run their personal locomotives from any era on the layout. And the club still runs trains in either DC or DCC mode with a simple flip of a toggle switch. The club's layout isn't complete yet, but the process of building a layout is a big part of the fun in model railroading, and I can tell you, these guys are having tons of fun. I think having fun is one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, for belonging to a club like the Reading and Susquehanna Club. Belonging to a club involves more than just building and operating a layout. It also brings you together with like-minded friends who share your interest in the hobby. Belonging to a club gives you a chance to learn skills from friends in the hobby while having fun. And there's always a lot to learn, whether you are new to the hobby or coming back to the hobby after years of being away from it. Perhaps you don't have a home layout of your own for whatever reason, maybe for a lack of space, money, time, or skill. But when you belong to a club, you get to run trains on what may be a much bigger layout than you might be able to build at home. When you belong to a club, you get to be a member of the model railroad community even if you don't have a layout of your own at home. And you get to promote an interest in the hobby in your local community. There are no model railroad clubs here in Panama where I live, so I can tell you I sure am glad to be affiliated with the Reading and Susquehanna Club. And I do like to visit other clubs in Pennsylvania, as well as in Central Florida, where I also travel frequently. In fact, I have put together a playlist of all of my club visits. There's a link to that playlist in the description down below. Perhaps my visit to your club is on the playlist. If not, maybe it will be soon. Now I invite you to click over here to take a look at the Reading and Susquehanna Club's layout as it existed before they had to vacate their previous location last fall. Well, I'm Roy Smith. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy railroading.